Sonic the Hedgehog, Sega's most famous mascot. You either love him or hate him because of current trends in the gaming sphere, but very few ever talk about the beginnings of the infamous 25-year comic series run by Archie Comics. Sonic the Hedgehog comics were one of a kind, both slapstick in tone and serious in nature, to try and entice people that you can get serious stories and consequences that involve a super fast blue hedgehog. That was Ken Penders' run on the comic, but it wasn't always like that for the first 20 odd issues at the start, which were more slapstick and goofy in nature. That being said, let's talk about Archie's Sonic pre-Penders, shall we? And I'll leave the Penders tale for another video on its own, so let's get started. On July 23rd, 1992, Archie Comics' Betty and Veronica writer Michael Gallagher was notified by his editor Daryl Edmond while on holiday in Florida. Michael was expecting to talk about new ideas for the girls, Betty and Veronica, but he was instead told of Archie's acquisition of the Sonic the Hedgehog comic license, this hot new property from Sega about a fast blue hedgehog, which was in the process of being turned into a cartoon by Deke Entertainment at the time. He was given some loose details on Sonic, his love interest, the princess, and arch enemy Robotnik. Gallagher was tasked with producing a comic book series which was supervised not only by Archie, but by Sega and Deke as well, the first script having a deadline of a week. This was not the first time Sonic the Hedgehog was made into a comic book though. Sega of America had also released a promotional comic for the first game in 1991 that followed the official lore as outlined in the Sonic the Hedgehog Bible at the time. Deke, on the other hand, were developing their own lore, one which would see a completely new story for Sonic as well as redesigns for some of the game's rescued animals, many of which would become core parts of the main cast. Deke did provide early line art for the characters, but much of the world building was still up to Archie. With elements loosely based on the contents of the first Sonic game, the first comic to release, Sonic the Hedgehog 1/4, would debut in late 1992, followed by a 4-issue miniseries would then be produced, starting in July of 1993. The series would become a full monthly comic production and would remain as such for the next 25 years. While based on Deke's designs, Archie's comics would debut 10 months prior to the tie-in show Saturday AM Sonic the Hedgehog, which would have some differences in the beginning, such as Sally being pink in the comic instead of being brown like in the show. Oddly enough, Archie's comics would go on to outlive Saturday AM and become its own self-contained universe in the process. While marketed as part of Archie's Adventure series line, Sonic the Hedgehog initially had a lighthearted tone with comedic characters, plenty of fourth wall breaking jokes and references to other media. Robotnik and his badniks were played as comedy villains similar to Deke's other Sonic show, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, rather than Saturday AM. During 1995 and 1996, the series began adapting a more serious tone similar to Saturday AM, with Robotnik transitioning from a figure of ridicule to an evil dictator, then being ultimately defeated in issue 50, and then replaced with the less comedic Dr. Eggman version. Also, characters began showing more emotions and developing feelings for one another, transitioning to the dark fanfic ages of Archie Sonic the Hedgehog. All of that will be saved for another video all to itself. It's weird how Archie got the Sonic license and made a Betty and Veronica writer switch gears and start writing about a blue pincushion with executives breathing down his neck to produce something good for the hot-selling mascot with attitude. Yeah, Archie comics in the 90s were weird. But with that being said, let me know in the comments below, did you love the goofy and zany adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog before Penders got his hands on it? Or did he suck you in with his own fan comic ideas that made you fall in love with Sonic the Hedgehog in the comic specifically? Now that I said all that, stay safe guys, and I'll see you on the next one.
Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by. And don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe.